Hello again. In our final video, we are going to be going over some tips and tricks for making the most out of art and architecture source database. So we'll start by running through just another keyword search, but then we'll dive into other aspects of the database you may find useful in your studies. So let's try another advanced search. For this search, I'm going to be looking for peer-reviewed articles about decorative arts during the French Revolution, published in the last 30 years. So in that first search bar, let's type in French Revolution. Again, we'll leave that select a field as optional. We won't do anything with it right now. In that second search bar, type in decorative arts. Leave that Boolean operator as and, because we're looking for information on both the French Revolution and decorative arts. Then click that green search button. So your search has yielded about 26 results. So it's a pretty small amount, but we're not done refining quite yet. We're looking for peer-reviewed articles, so we're going to refer back to our refine results sidebar. We'll scroll down to limit to. We'll check that box right next to peer-reviewed. And that brings us down to 7 results, so that's pretty small. So next, we are looking for articles published in the last 30 years. So using this publication date scale, you can use the 2 little squares to drag from and to, so you can get the right window for what date range you're looking in. So 1994, that was 30 years ago. Can you believe it? Not me. And for 2, I'll put in 2024. We're still finding 7 results. So looks like nothing's been published since 2021. So it looks like our range is just going to be 1994 to 2021. Sometimes that'll happen and you won't get your complete date range. And that's okay. 2021 wasn't terribly long ago, even if it seems like it. So you will still be finding timely information. Now, let's try looking for articles that are either about the French Revolution or about decorative arts. So let's scroll back up to the top, and we're not going to mess around with what's in our search bars, but we are going to go to this Boolean operator drop down, and instead of searching for and, we're going to switch that to or. So we're looking for the French Revolution or decorative arts. So now we'll press search. All right, so that yields us 3,937. I don't know how to read numbers. 3,937 search results. That is a lot, but we can filter for what we need and make this a lot more manageable. So we will refer back to our trusty refine results sidebar. That peer-reviewed box is still checked. So let's also check full text. All right, so that brings us down to 1,326 search results. Cut things about in half. So that's not bad. Now, let's say we're just looking for articles. We're looking for full text peer-reviewed articles. So we will refer back to source type. And we're going to check that box next to academic journals. Click update. And now we're down to 1,229 results. Again, that's a lot. We can still pare down. Let's scroll down to subject. And on subject, you can select different topics that you want your results to kind of be about. So for this particular search, I am going to select decorative arts. And I can select France, but I can also select the French Revolution. So I'll select all 3. And if you hit update and you find maybe I could have gone with either France or the French Revolution, you can scroll back down to the subject filter and you can change up your subjects that you're searching for. So now we are looking at 580 results. We just went from almost 4,000 results to almost 600 results. That is awesome. And that is the power of that refined results sidebar. You can really do a lot and make those really overwhelming search results pages a lot more manageable. So finally, click on language, and I will just check the box for English, because sometimes you just get results that are in a different language, and we're just looking for stuff that's in English if English is your first language. So now we're looking at 501 results. Again, a lot more manageable. So now we can move on to our other tips and tricks. Again, if you looked at this page and you pared down to 500 results and you weren't finding what you wanted, you can start the process over and kind of figure it out. We're finding a lot of, British decorative arts, interviews, museum displays, artist revisits the Mayflower voyage. So you're getting a lot more than just the French Revolution and decorative arts. So you can always X one of those and see what results come up when you change up your results, or when you take away a filter or add a filter, or take away a subject and add a subject. So now we can move on to other neat tips and tricks. So one of the cool things that Art and Architecture Source does is that you can generate citations straight from the database. So let's return to our article on the Garden of Earthly Delights. And to do that, I am going to use the search history button. And I'm going to scroll down through our search history. And I'm going to click on View Results to find our article on the Garden of Earthly Delights that we were just looking at. Timely Art Bosque, the left panel of the Garden of Earthly Delights. And we are back on this page with the abstract and other citation information. So instead of looking at this left sidebar, you're going to want to turn your attention to this right-hand Tools sidebar, just right here. So this toolbar is going to have a lot of the fun tips and tricks, but for now, we're going to want to go to the fourth one from the bottom, this one that says Cite, with the little yellow page next to it. You'll click on that, and it'll bring up this list of all different citation formats that are already generated for you. So scroll down through the list to find the citation format that you need. In my case, I would be looking at the APA 7th edition. And you can either export this to your Citation Manager software, or you can copy and paste this into your Word or Google Doc as needed. One caveat with this is to just make sure that the generated citation from the database is accurate by checking it up against the APA Citation Guide. Now, if you have just a whole bunch of articles that you want to keep in one place, but you have a million tabs open and you don't want to have to repeat your search if you close this window, I'm going to have you turn your attention to this middle email icon. So you'll click on that, and it'll bring up this window that will allow you to email the article to yourself. So in this first box, email from support@EBSCO, that's who the email is going to come from. And then email to, enter your email address. I will enter my San Jose State email. First column. And in this second column, got a couple different options. I'll leave that PDF as an attachment when available, because I would like a PDF version of the article. Where it says format, you can choose from brief citation and abstract, or detailed citation and abstract. I'm going to stick with detailed citation and abstract because that's what's already been pre-selected for me. And then under citation format, select the format that will best suit your needs. For me, that's going to be APA 7. And once everything looks good, once you're done, click send. You get a confirmation, hit continue. And then you'll want to go check your email. So I will check my email. And once you're here, looks like I have an email, EBSCO host email result. Okay, so once you're in your email, you should either find the article you requested or a link to that article. In my case, they sent me a link to the article because the article that I requested, the requested page image, exceeded the maximum attachment of 10 megabytes. So they sent me a link instead, and I can save it to my computer. So for me, this article was too big to just send the PDF. So bear in mind that while this email tool is really helpful for keeping track of all your different articles, it may not necessarily work the best if your article or research or resource is over 10 megabytes. So just something to bear in mind if and when you choose to use that email tool. So finally, if you want a for sure way to keep track of your article, you can save that article or resource to a folder on the database. So you'll turn your attention back to our tools sidebar, and you're going to want to look at this add to folder icon. Click on that, and once you've done it, we'll click on folder. And this should bring up just a saved file of all your articles or resources that you have saved. And then this left sidebar will tell you all the different types. So if you've saved articles, how many you've saved. If you've saved images or videos, how many of those you've saved. This is a really great alternative to the email function, particularly if the articles are too large to email, like they were in the case of the Garden of Earthly Delights article that we have been working with. You can also save the article for future sessions. So if you need to log out and come back another time, you can save it for a future session by signing into My EBSCO. And you can click on Continue with Google and sign in with your San Jose State credentials. And once you're signed back in, things shouldn't look too different, but up in this left-hand corner, it should say your name and the folder. So in my case, it says Jillian's folder. So by logging in, I have claimed this folder as an EBSCO user so that if I come back to Art and Architecture Source another day, what I've saved here today will still be here and I can return to it and I can keep looking at it again. So these are just a few tips for making Art and Architecture Source a little easier to use, but there are a wealth of other things you can do with this database to make your usage more effective. If you have any questions or want any more tips, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you.